Well, we obviously had a lot of the workshops that you get about, the how to use things like Moodle and all those kind of things, all the technical things about going to university, because it is a big shift, and when you've got things like that, which is like the database for where you find all of the things that's your information online, so it's information about whether your fees have been paid and what your matriculation number is, and basically your identity while you're at the university. So you will use it a lot. I'm a bit of a technophobe, so that really worried me when I started, but it is really easy to use. Once you've done it once, you can do it all the time, which you probably will while you're here. Because I was, although not the oldest in my class, I was one of the oldest in my class, and I think because I'd had the time out doing something else, I knew when I came here it was what I wanted, and I was more prepared for university life. I personally think that maybe somebody else that's come straight from college would disagree with me entirely, but then there was other people in my class who perhaps weren't so entirely sure it's what they wanted, so our attitudes were vastly different about what we were doing. And when you are working with people so closely, that could be really difficult, because you are dependent on them in some respect, and the way that they behave and the input that they put into the project will impact on your grade. I managed to make it work around uni, because obviously uni is your priority, that's why you're here. But the lecturers were very understanding that obviously you do have to make money, you have to be able to live. When I got into fourth year, although the workload increased, I was lucky to find jobs that were flexible. Because I was going to university, I thought was expected, and also because I'd had those 2 years out and was that little bit older, it was almost expected that I would know what was going on when I got there. So when people would use terms like trimester, semester, I wouldn't want to ask what the difference was. I still don't know what the difference is, but I know other people don't know either, so it doesn't bother me at all. And I've managed to get through 2 years at uni without knowing what it is, so it's obviously not a huge issue to know what the difference is. There's loads of things, there's loads of jargon that I still don't entirely know. If it's something that you feel is going to impact on you, then you need to go and find out what it is. Things like modules, because you'll hear about them all the time and you need to know what they are. I know in some subjects you have to pick specific modules, so you kind of need to know what you're doing there, but just don't be afraid to ask, because the lecturers, certainly I'm sure, have had loads of people arrive at uni and ask them what those things are, and that's how you learn. It's like with everything else you're going to learn while you're here, so just don't be afraid to be the idiot and ask the question.